In 1997, something very... I had an accident, and that accident made me feel that my Prabhupada was pulling my ear. Is it how you say it?
Yes.
He was pulling my ear. And simultaneously, as I began praying for him and asking him to please help me understand why that accident happened. At the same time, Ramakanta Prabhu and Asha Maharaj came to my place. At that time, me and my family, we used to live in Goiás, in Tiro of Goiás, and they wanted to know where João de Deus was. And then we gave them the directions and things, and then Asha Maharaj began to give me gifts. Do you guess what the gifts were?
Books.
Books. He would give me Srila Gurudeva's books and Srila Govinda Maharaj's books. And like Last Limit of Bhakti, you know, I was very impressed. And then I was feeling actually very lonely, you know, in terms of my sadhana and my any perspective in Krishna consciousness. And then as I started learning more about Srila Gurudeva's literature and Srila Govinda Maharaj's literature, there was like a click in my mind. I thought, oh, there is some hope here for me. And then I started realizing that by reading their books and by praying for them, things started to happen. At the time, one day, I think it was Kunja Bihari, remember Kunja Bihari? He called me and he said, oh, there is this Bengali sannyasi, he's preaching in Brazil, serving Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, and I wonder if you could arrange a program for him. And then the only place I could arrange for them was it was a free casa espírita, which means they would bring spirits who supposedly are healers, and they would take care of poor people. They would serve soup every night, free soup, and then that's where first time I met Sripad Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. And then the leader of the house told me, do you mind if we are if we take part of the event incorporated, you understand, incorporated, or having the spirits on our bodies? And then I said, who am I to say anything? You do as you please, right? And then they were all, you know, with their spirits sitting down, and Sripad Maharaj he did the program, the usual program, right? First chanting, and then he gave Harikatha, and then we chanted again. They distributed prasad. The same thing. He has always been like that, right? A Bengali sadhu. And then it was very enlivening, and I was very impressed. It was the first time I heard a Harikatha by him, and the leader of the house came to me and said, wow, what's that? Amazing. I'm very thankful that you organized the program here. And then I could sense how I'm trying to show you how different it was for me to see the compassion in Srila Gurudeva's books, in Srila Govinda Maharaj's books, in Sripad Maharaj's attitude, as compared to what I had experienced before. And I was actually far away. I was very far from anything to do with Krishna consciousness at that time. And then slowly, I happened to... I moved to Rio. I moved back to Rio. And then I had much more opportunities to be in Harikatha, and they would always invite me to translate. Asha Maharaj and Shripad Ban Maharaj and other Vaishnavas who came, right? And I was very much impressed, because I could sense that what they were talking about was exactly what I had read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, for example. And as I was very young and I had no actual experience, I couldn't quite understand what Prabhupada was saying. And then I was like, very inspired, because I felt like now I can read my Gurudeva's books and at least intellectually understand things a little bit more.
Yeah, so what it was, I was just living my life, doing my thing, and we met this devotee called Budara, and he was really into Krishna consciousness, and he kind of sneakily didn't talk about it for a year and got my ex-husband really involved, and they went to India, and I was like, oh my God. And he came back and he was saying he hugged trees and he did all this stuff, and I was like, oh my God, this is seriously freaking me out. And then he said, I found the absolute truth. And I said, what is it? And he said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I was like, oh my God, anything but that. I was like, really, seriously? No, I don't want to do that. And then actually he gave me some beads and I tried chanting Hare Krishna and I really loved it. It was really great. And I was like, this actually works. And I gave it to my best friend. I was like, hey, chant these beads. And she was like, whoa, this really works. So we were walking around, walking our dogs, chanting Hare Krishna all the time. So it actually really did work. But I didn't want to have a guru. The idea was like guru. I was like, what the hell? It's like someone telling me what to do, basically, was my mentality. I was like, I don't need anyone telling me what to do. It's like, hard enough sort of growing up, having your parents tell you what to do, other people tell you what to do, and you don't necessarily relate or trust that people are going to actually even know you. So I was I was a very reluctant participator to this. So I went to India though, and I have to say I loved it again. It was just amazing. And I went to Vrindavan. I chanted all the time because whenever I was nervous, I would just chant. I was just chanting all the time, going, oh my God, where am I? What am I doing? And yeah, so I was doing that. And then by chance I met Gurudev just before he left to Mathura. And it was like freaky for me because it was like, people were bowing on the ground to him and stuff in the middle of the dirt road in Mathura, and I was like, what is going on? I was like, what's going on, man? This is just so weird. And I met him, and I was so nervous, I think, that I didn't really, I was just, just a little bit freaked out, and everyone was like, give them initiation, because there was all these little monk devotees around that I thought they were like Disneyland monks, and they were all like, stop sense gratification, Mataji, and do this and do that. And I was like, what are they talking about? And they were all about this high and round and smiley. And I was like, oh my God, who are these people? But they were adorable. They were. And they were very special. But at the same time, I was like, so they said to Gurudev that he should initiate us. And he's going, I'm not going to initiate them. When they don't know anything, just give them a minute. Read a book. And he gave me a sweet, and he sort of gave me some blessings, and I went and ate the sweet, and I was like, because I was told, how you have to eat all the sweets and stuff. So that was kind of the thing about being in India the first time you're walking around going, oh my God, what am I eating? So yeah, I ate the sweet. And I chanted Hare Krishna. I think I even chanted Hare Krishna the whole time I met him. But so I met him, and I was just like, oh, phew, good. Nobody initiated me. That was not too bad. I went back to England. I had this amazing time in Vrindavan. I had these dreams, and it was like really beautiful. But I was like, oh, I escaped that. That's how I felt. And then Gurudev came to the West for the very first time, and the very first place he came to, I think, was England. And he might have stopped off on the way, but the first programs that he had. So it was literally the first time. And he came to Bath, which is where I lived. And I was like, oh, you're coming to get me. Like I ran away and now you're coming all the way to where I live. Like what is going on? Like why would you come to this place? So anyway, he came to Bath and he went to Padara's house, and the etiquette of when a guru comes is you wash their feet, which is, actually, as strange as that might sound to some people, I used to do that all the time when I was a kid. Like my mum was a Christian, and there was bits in the Bible about they were washing Jesus's feet, and I actually used to do it all the time to people who came to my house. I used to ask if I could wash their feet, and I'd get all these rose petals and stuff, and I'd wash their feet, and it was, a really early childhood memory, but I didn't do it for very long. I just did it when I was a kid. So then we had to wash Gurudev's feet, which was like a very big privilege, but it was also like a bit nerve-wracking because it's Gurudev. And anyway, I was washing his feet, and I remember touching his feet and thinking, I kind of it was like a mystical thing for me. It wasn't like a normal washing someone's feet. It was like, I can't really explain it, but by washing his feet that I felt like I understood who he was. I was like, oh my goodness, he's Jesus. I was like, this is Jesus. That was kind of the way my mind could equate. And I felt that through washing his feet. So that was probably one of the most profound moments.
It was in 2006. I was 16 years old. I was pretty young. I was very happy because it was the first time I felt that someone could really teach me to relate to God. I was in other sampradayas before. They were impersonalists. It was good. I was meditating. I was feeling calmer, but I wasn't feeling that inside my heart. A direct relationship. And I met Sripad Maharaj by Damodara Priya, who is my best friend. She said to me, I'm going to introduce you to a real sadhu, and he will introduce you to a real guru. And I said, yes, I want that. And that happened. It was 2006. And when Van Maharaj was going to announce our new names, it was so nice because he said, Acyuta Priya Devidasi Ki, and everyone Jai. So I felt like everyone was my family, and I was at the very best place.
Skype.
No, it wasn't. Oh yeah. The initiation was by not Skype. That time we didn't have Skype. It was in phone. Yeah, everyone was waiting, and they had that Viva voice. How can I say that? Loudspeaker, and everyone was like this, listening to Gurudev, paying attention to his words, and it was magical. Best thing I did in my life. It was 1 year after I was initiated in 2007. It was a big dream to come to Vrindavan and to go there and to feel that atmosphere and everything we hear in the classes. We just imagine. So how would that be? And when I got in Vrindavan, I was entering the temple Gopinath Bhavan. I was entering because I was in a hurry. Oh my God, I'm late for the class. The first time I was there, and then I was entering, and at the door, and Gurudev was there, just in front of me. It was the first time I saw him in person, and I was like, and then I started crying so much, and Damodara Priya was right here, and he said, why are you crying? You have so much tears in your eyes. Externally it was funny, but inside I got the message because I was very depressive at that time. And I said, and he knew. He asked me, why do you have so much tears inside your eyes? And I said, why do you have so much distress and worries? You just chant holy names. I got that message inside of me, and it changed everything.
E depois a gente foi para Teresópolis. Só que eu sempre fui muito assim, botava roupa normal pra ir e tal, e eu tava nesse esquema. Só que dentre as minhas roupas normais, eu escolhi umas roupas assim bem castas na minha concepção pra ver a Srila Gurudeva. Ok. E aí eu fui, nessa condição, eu fui com vestido sem manga e até o joelho. Pro Ocidente é um padrão ok. Só que, pro Oriente, assim, eu tava nua. E aí, em Teresópolis, Gurudeva estava na casa do Subal, no quarto do Subal. Todo mundo no quartinho, né? Todo mundo apertado, assim. E eu tava vendo que as pessoas estavam me olhando com uma cara, assim, não muito legal. E eu fui, tipo, ok, tô aqui vendo o Guru, mas aquilo já começou a me incomodar, porque tava muita gente me olhando, assim, eu falei... Aí eu comecei a ficar incomodada, aí comecei, tipo, cobrir um pouquinho, assim, e tal. Aí fui na porta, fui me encostando, assim, pra porta. E aí eu comecei a pensar, caramba, essas pessoas são tão qualificadas, eu não tô nem de tílaca, eu não tô vestida apropriadamente. Aí comecei a ficar baixo astral, assim, caramba, não é esse o jeito de receber um guru. Então, aí comecei a ficar muito mal, só que era meu aniversário. Aí alguém falou pra Gurudeva, é aniversário daquela devota ali, que eu tava escondida, tava um pouquinho, assim. E aí ele pediu pra eu entrar. E fez... deu as bênçãos lá, os Vaishnavas também. Eu estava muito envergonhada, mas estava muito grata. E aí eu também não queria fechar os olhos para não perder a proximidade ali com o Gurudeva, olhar ali de pertinho. Daí eu fiquei olhando dentro dos olhos de Gurudeva. E aí acabou o quarto, acabou os Vaishnavas, acabou acabou tudo. Eu fiquei só eu e Gurudeva. E eu senti uma paz, e não tinha som. Não tinha ambiente mais, não tinha nada, não tinha nada. E eu me dei conta que acabou quando eu escutei o barulho de novo e todo mundo, acabou, não sei o que, levanta. E aí, assim, o meu relacionamento com o Gurudeva sempre foi, assim, pouco, mas muito profundo. Lá, quando o Gurudeva estava na casa da Namá e tal, depois ele ficou um tempo lá, e eu fui mãe muito nova, né? Então minha filha estava correndo pela casa, assim, e Gurudeva cantando japa no sofá, assim. E aí ele olhou pra mim, assim, e falou, sua irmã? Aí eu me dei conta, realmente, eu tratava minha filha como uma irmã, como uma amiguinha, não era filha. E todos esses toques, assim, na Índia, em Vrindavana, eu chorava muito, eu tinha depressão e tudo, eu chorava muito. E aí um dia ele caminhando também parou e sempre me deu muita misericórdia, parou e falou assim, por que você chora tanto? Aí eu, ok, realmente, por que eu choro tanto? E outras vezes também eu não gosto de cantar assim na frente dos Vaishnavas, assim, vergonha, não sei. E aí eu cantava muito em casa para Gurudeva, aí cantava mesmo, pegava livros de canção e cantava várias e tal. E um dia ele falou também, muito obrigada. Aí eu, ele, você canta tão bonito pra mim. Então essas pequenas coisas que pra mim são muito grandes, me provam. Śrīla Gurudeva está o tempo todo presente, onisciente, e a potência dele, a misericórdia dele, sem causa. Hare Krishna.